For a long time, my wife had always said to me, what's the point about knowing all this stuff? What are you going to do about it? And it really was as recent as a couple of years ago. We were living out in Thailand for a while, and we came back to England. My brother had just had his inquest, the farce of an inquest that he had in January 2013. And I saw a alternative news article talking about Tony and his upcoming court case in Horsham, which was only about sort of 20 minutes away from me. So I just thought, it's enough of not reaching out and talking out to people and not speaking out about stuff. And it's time to actually, take action. And I found myself in Tony's court case in the courtroom, watching, his court case unfold against the BBC, and they're covering up the true events of 9/11. And within a couple of months of that court case, Tony just put it to me, I've got this idea for a film, and it'd be good to have you going around asking people who are, part of the military, the police, politicians, why they don't believe in the official narrative. This is something that the Bush administration fought for 411 days. They didn't even want an investigation into the murder of 3,000 people. The frustration I have is everyone in the authorities that I've spoken to, they all stand by this investigation, the findings of the commission. And yet you've only got to dig a little bit to realise how flawed, how much of a conflict of interest there was for most of the people on the commission, how little money the actual commission had to do any sort of proper investigation, and that 3 chapters of the commission report are basically based on torture. I don't understand how. I understand why the British authorities say it's outside their jurisdiction and they have to rely on what the Americans have found. Okay, fair enough to a point. But to just stand by that, they probably haven't even read the report, disgusts me. I want to know why no one's looking into this. Between the police and fire service alone, 400 people who were just serving, doing their daily job, were murdered that day. And the fire service, it's not their job to investigate murder. It's what the police do. It's what I've always thought the police do. And I don't know why the police, both in this country and in the US, just don't seem to be interested, or they're fobbed off by their superiors once they go up to a certain level that they feel they can't look into the glaring anomalies and lies that surround 9/11, because they're not immune. They could have been caught up, or their family and friends could have been caught up, and it's what I was always brought up to believe, that police investigate a crime. My hope is as many people see this as possible, and in particular police and army, but also family members. There are, out of the 67 British victims, there are 2 or 3 family members who believe, like myself, that we're not being told the truth about 9/11, and but there are more of us. Whatever you may have heard about conspiracy theories or counter narratives to the official story, is to actually take the time and look at the evidence. Because for me, as a family member, what I struggle to deal with when talking to people who think that I'm a conspiracy theorist or something is the actual lack of evidence supporting the official narrative. And I have spent the best part of the last couple of years putting forward my own freedom of information requests to the FBI, to NIST and to the various authorities to try and get some real fundamental evidence backing up the official narrative. And whether through a mixture of stonewalling, obfuscation, or outright just refusing to satisfy my requests, I'm not getting that real fundamental evidence. I can't even get authenticated evidence, that the basic fundamental evidence placing the 5 alleged hijackers of American Airlines 11, the flight that hit the North Tower that my brother was in. They cannot provide a flight manifest. I think that one of the problems is they haven't seen the evidence. If they do see the evidence, or at least see enough to start, a bit of grey matter to start going, hang on a sec, this isn't right. If they do nothing, then they're just cowards.